Hey, what's up guys? I'm DJ Alex Brown and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my experience over the past 6 months subscribing to Weddingwire advertising. Now, I have made a few videos about this on my channel so far, but now that it's been 6 months, I feel like I have a lot more stuff to go off of, and I think I have a lot better information for you guys now. What I'm also going to tell you today is that I have changed up my subscription a little bit from when I started to now. When I started out with my Weddingwire monthly subscription, I was paying a little bit more than I am now. I was around $250, and right now I'm paying a little bit below $200 a month. And the original subscription that I had was Pro on Weddingwire and Pro on the Knot. So I had both sites since the companies merged. Let's not get into that. So the main thing that I've changed in that time is changing from Pro on both sites to being only featured on Weddingwire. And what I found is that it's more beneficial, at least for what I'm doing. Obviously, another thing is price. I am actually saving money sitting at a higher tier on Weddingwire only. And I personally think it's paid off a little bit more for me. But again, it really depends on what type of clients that you're looking for. If you've seen my original video about how I feel about Weddingwire, the first one, maybe even the second and third ones were not very positive. I was not very happy with the amount of business and leads that I was getting out of the site for the amount of money that it was costing. If you want to check that video out, I'll leave a card right here to it. And I'm definitely going to say I'm a lot more happy with the events that I'm getting now out of Weddingwire. The key thing for me is that the leads seem to be of better quality when you're at the featured tier and willing to spend more money, which to me makes a lot of sense because I'm still booking about the same amount of weddings that I was on the original just Pro tier on both sites. I just have to put less work in, and I usually get a higher dollar value per wedding. Obviously, we're in a bit of a crazy time right now with all these weddings in the world getting canceled because of the coronavirus. And while I've seen a lot of my weddings rescheduled, I also decided to raise my pricing for 2021 weddings and give discounts to 2020 weddings that are still happening, because simply there's going to be way too much demand. I already have a ton, almost all of my 2020 weddings rescheduled to 2021. So those 2021 weddings from Weddingwire, I'm charging a lot more money for because my schedule is already pretty full. One obvious downside of Weddingwire is that initially they do make you sign a 12-month contract, and it's pretty annoying because there's really no way to get out of that. So it is a bit unfortunate. Because if in that 12 months you stop having the monthly income coming in to be able to pay that $200 or $300 a month expense of advertising, that can be quite a problem. Now, if you've seen videos on my channel before and reviews and such, you'll know that I say one thing a lot. I'm a cheap bastard. And so I like to talk a lot about price and price value comparison. So first, let's discuss how many weddings I've booked. In the past 6.5, almost 7 months, out of the 24 leads I've received on Weddingwire, plus the maybe 10 to 12 on the Knot, I booked 7 weddings out of those. Now, some of those weddings I tried harder than others to get, and some of them are at lower dollar values and some of them are at higher dollar values. So there's quite a spread, but what I can tell you is that after upgrading my subscription, I definitely got more value out of the events that I was booking. I can tell you that without a doubt. Now, I'm personally the type of DJ who would prefer to do higher dollar value events less often and work with better clients who truly want my services specifically and are seeking the services that I provide, not just seeking out the price that I provide. So in my case, I did what made sense to me. If you're the type of DJ who looks to do lower budget weddings more often and have 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 weddings a week if you can fit in a weekday one, Weddingwire Pro with the Knot Pro might be right for you. Granted, if you're within that price range that supports Pro, which is different in every area, therefore I'm not going to be mentioning it within this video. If you're within that price range that people are generally looking to spend with Pro, which is generally for whatever your area is, it's going to be whatever the Weddingwire cost guide pretty much puts as your average minimum of a wedding DJ up to your middle average value. and I'm going to show you what it is for my area here, that's where you're going to really be successful within that pro tier. Now, if you're a little bit above that middle average area, that's when you're going to start to be more successful, in my opinion, on the featured tier. One benefit of the featured tier is that you're likely going to be able to rank third on the page as compared to a maximum of like 20th or as the highest listing, because with pro you're basically at least second page. Usually you can go as far down as the fourth or fifth page, and you're just sitting above the free listings, and generally the people with the free listings have better pricing, so it's not always a great deal to be on that pro subscription level. Now, if you're in the featured subscription level, you sit just below the spotlight, which are generally a lot more expensive, and at the lowest level, right above the pro, which are generally going to be a little bit cheaper, but sometimes even in the same price range. So you have the ability to rank on the first page, and if there's only one company that's paying for spotlight, you can rank up to second on that page, and it's totally random. So Weddingwire is going to put you randomly either at second or third or fourth or fifth or whatever's within that featured area. Another thing that I've noticed about Weddingwire featured as compared to Weddingwire Pro is that when you're on the featured tier, you get a lot more referrals to your website. So I've actually seen people that go from Weddingwire and get referred from Weddingwire to my website and then contact me through my website. So they're also using my website. They're doing a little bit more research besides just pricing. They're going to my website to look at the information that I have on my website, the pictures, the videos, all those media sources, as well as the information about my services and my pricing and any offers that I have for them. One thing that I've noticed from talking on the phone with brides is that a lot of brides are looking for DJs with a website, especially within that featured tier. They really want someone who's established, who has a clean looking professional website, just things that are going to make you look professional and established. Whereas in that pro tier and in the light or free tier, they're not going to care as much, and they're really looking to just save a buck. Now, that's a generalization. I have booked $2,000 weddings on my pro tier on the Knot. So it is totally random still. I wouldn't completely rely that every lead you're going to get at the Weddingwire featured tier is going to be better than what you're going to get at the pro. That's also where a sales funnel comes into play, which is not something that we can discuss in this video. It's just going to be too long. But if that is something you want to learn more about, please leave me a comment below. I'd be happy to make a video separately on that topic, or just explain it a little bit in a comment for you. So to wrap this video up, guys, my opinion on being a Weddingwire subscriber for about 6 months now is that, is the service good and worth the money? Monthly. I'm looking at this from a monthly perspective. I'm booking an average of one event a month at a higher price tier than I would expect coming from basically anywhere else besides maybe a bridal show or wedding expo, whatever you want to call it. And generally that extra price works out to compensate for the expense of the marketing. So if the marketing costs $200, I can generally get $200 more by booking the bride from Weddingwire. So for me, it's made sense to upgrade to the featured. If you're looking to grow really, really aggressively, pro is probably the right level for you. Set your prices on the lower side and you'll be really successful on the pro level. If your price is more on the moderate and high side, you'll probably be more successful on that featured and that spotlight level. Some of you are probably asking, well, have you done featured on the Knot? And my answer to that is no, I have not. And my reason for doing that is because I did a little research, and people who are going through the Knot are generally looking to spend a little bit less money. I've chosen that I'd prefer to work with people who are going to already be interested in spending more money. So the statistics show that. So it's really about where you're looking for. Now, can you do just featured on the Knot and have really good prices? Absolutely. That's a great way to do things. It's probably going to be cheaper than doing pro on both sites anyway, so it's certainly a good idea to do. However, be wary that if you want to be really aggressively growing your business, it's probably best to have the most exposure, which is going to be across the two sites. So guys, thank you so much for getting all the way to the end of the video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or there's anything you want to know about my Weddingwire subscription, I'd be happy to answer them for you in the comments. And please also let me know if you pay for Weddingwire's marketing or if you ever have in the past. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn push notifications on so you can make sure to see all my new videos that come out, especially the ones about Weddingwire advertising. I'll see you in the next one, but until next time, peace.